Hello my dear students, this is Dr. Sarita, Professor of Chemistry, working in the S&H department of St. Peter's Engineering College. We were discussing about the first unit, that is water and its treatment. So in our previous classes we have completed about the hardness, its types, how to calculate the hardness of water, different kinds of boiler troubles, and also treatment of water, under which we have discussed about the different types of internal treatment methods and external treatment methods. And also we have discussed about the drinking water treatment or municipal water treatment. So this is the last topic in the unit 1, that is desalination of brackish water. Brackish water, it indicates that the water which is consisting of high concentration of dissolved salts like seawater, which will be having high amount of different dissolved salts, especially sodium chloride. So that water which is salty in taste and known as the brackish water. So that brackish water means the seawater which is not useful for the industrial purpose as well as for the domestic purpose. So if you want to use that brackish water for industry or domestic, we have to treat that water. Means we need to remove the different dissolved salts from the brackish water so that that water will be fit into the usage. So for that purpose, we have to go for special process known as desalination. Desalination is nothing but a removal of saline. Means removal of especially sodium chloride from the water. Seawater is having the high concentration of sodium chloride, and the removal of that sodium chloride from the seawater is known as desalination of brackish water, and which is essential for making the usage of seawater or to convert the seawater into the useful purpose, maybe for the industry or maybe for the domestic purpose. So for the desalination we are having mainly two techniques. So desalination is the removal of different dissolved salts from the seawater to make it useful for the human consumption. The removal of dissolved salts. Removal of dissolved salts from brackish water or from seawater to make it useful for human consumption. To make it useful for human consumption. Removal of different dissolved salts from the seawater to make it useful for the human consumption is the process which is known as the desalination of brackish water. So in the desalination we are having mainly two techniques. One technique is known as electrodialysis. Electrodialysis, and the other technique is reverse osmosis. The first one is the electrodialysis, which is one of the technique by using the electric current. We'll be able to separate the different dissolved salts from the water, both cations as well as anions from the water. That is electrodialysis process. And reverse osmosis, RO technique, which we are going to implement in our most of the water purifiers which we are using our houses. So that is the reverse osmosis technique. So which includes the principle of reverse of the osmosis technique. So if we have in our syllabus only reverse osmosis, but I will describe what is meant by electrodialysis also. In electrodialysis process, this is one of the technique which will be useful for the removal of different dissolved ions, cations and anions from the water, brackish water, with the help of electric current. So in this technique, generally a chamber will be taken which is containing 3 apartments, which will be made into 3 compartments. With the help of semi-permeable membranes. This semi-permeable membrane which will allow the flow of only ions through it, whereas the solute particles will not be able to pass through the semi-permeable membrane. Now, by using different electrodes like cathode, by placing cathode in one apartment and anode in one apartment, like here cathode, this is the electrolysis process, and this is connected to the positive pole of the battery which will be acting as the anode. So with the help of cathode and anode, electricity will be passed into the water. All these three compartments will be filled with the water. Now when electricity is applied to this water, what will happen is, because of the electric current, the oppositely charged ions of the water will migrate towards the oppositely charged electrodes. The ions will migrate towards the oppositely charged electrodes. Means the cations will migrate towards the left side chamber. Cations like maybe of a calcium or magnesium or Na plus, whatever the ions may be, the ions will migrate towards the third chamber which is fitted with the cathode, and whereas the anions will migrate towards the anode. Anions means like maybe of a Cl minus or some other ions which are present in the water. All the anions will migrate towards the right side chamber which is having the anode. So because of that, after some time what will happen is, the middle compartment will have the no more cations and anions left in the middle compartment, so that this middle compartment will have only the pure water without any dissolved salts. Means cations and anions are migrated towards their oppositely charged electrodes. So the middle compartment will left with only pure water. So from this middle compartment pure water will be collected. So this process is known as electrodialysis process. In electrodialysis process, by applying with the help of the electric current, different dissolved salts will be removed from the water, so that with the help of semi-permeable membrane. So this is about the electrodialysis process. But this process we don't have in our syllabus. Now we have in our syllabus the important technique which is known as the reverse osmosis, RO technique. So before going to the reverse osmosis, first we will discuss about what is mean by osmosis. So you might have studied in your previous classes, in previous standards, like what is mean by osmosis and also reverse osmosis. Once again I will explain. In osmosis process, like when two different concentrated solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. This is the semi-permeable membrane. And when two different concentrated solutions, for example here we are having this side, the left side chamber which is having the low concentration, and the right side chamber which is having the high concentration. Then what will happen is, osmosis is the natural process. Here we are discussing about the osmosis when two different concentrated solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. In that condition, the semi-permeable membrane will allow the flow of only the solvent to pass through it. It will not allow any solute to pass through it. It will allow the flow of only solvent. Now, when the semi-permeable membrane is separating two different concentrations, then the solvent molecules will move from low concentration towards the high concentration. Low concentration to high concentration, the solvent molecules will move until both the solutions will get the equal concentration or until the equilibrium is established between the two solutions. So this is a natural phenomenon which is known as osmosis, and the reverse of it, here the dragging force is the osmotic pressure. It is a natural phenomena where the solvent molecules will move from low concentration to high concentration through the semi-permeable membrane, and this process is known as the osmosis process. The flow of solvent molecules from low concentration solution to high concentration solution through the semi-permeable membrane until equilibrium is established. That phenomenon is known as the osmosis process, which is a natural process, and the dragging force here is the osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is responsible for the process of osmosis, for the movement of solvent molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration. So this is the osmosis process. But here we are going to discuss about the reverse of it, that is reverse osmosis. In reverse osmosis, reverse means, what is the reverse of this osmosis process? Means the movement of solvent molecules from high concentration towards the low concentration. So solvent molecule will be forced to move from high to low, because this is a not natural process. So the solvent molecules are forced to move from high concentration to low concentration, and that process is known as the reverse osmosis process. So it is not the natural phenomena. To occur that reverse osmosis, we have to give an external pressure little higher than the osmotic pressure. Then only the solvent molecules will move in a opposite direction. They will migrate from high concentration to the low concentration. So that is known as the reverse osmosis. Now we will discuss about the reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis. The reverse of the osmosis process. In this process, when an external pressure little higher than osmotic pressure applied on solutions which are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Which are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Then what will happen? The solvent molecules in this process are forced to move from high concentration to low concentration until the equilibrium is established. So here, when we are applying an external pressure little higher than the osmotic pressure, then the solvent molecules are forced to move from high concentration to low concentration, and this technique is known as RO. It is reverse osmosis, reverse to that of the osmosis process. So how the process will occur, that we will discuss in the method. So reverse osmosis is when two different solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, the solvent molecules will move from high concentration towards the low concentration. Because this is the reverse of the osmosis process and it is unnatural process, we have to give an external pressure little higher than the osmotic pressure, and this is known as the reverse osmosis technique. So how the technique will occur is, coming to the method for the reverse osmosis, the chamber which is used for the reverse osmosis process will be like this. It will be having a container in which sea water will be separated from the pure water. This container or this chamber will be made into two compartments with the help of a semi-permeable membrane. This is semi-permeable membrane, and here we will be having top of the semi-permeable membrane, above the semi-permeable membrane, sea water will be placed, and below the semi-permeable membrane some amount of pure water will be placed. This is the pure water. Now we have to give an external pressure. So with the help of a piston, an external pressure this is the piston. With the help of a piston, generally an external pressure between 15 to 40 kg per meter square. Force is applied, external field is applied with the help of a piston on the sea water. When we are applying an external pressure on the sea water, little higher than osmotic pressure, then what will happen? Whatever the water molecules are there in the sea water, they are forced to move through the semi-permeable membrane towards the down, means towards the lower concentration, that is pure water. So the water molecules will move, are forced to move from sea water to the pure water, leaving all the dissolved salts, all the turbidity, whatever the impurities are present in the sea water, that will be left there itself. Only the water molecules, pure water molecules will move from sea water to the pure water. So as soon as we are getting the pure water, it will be collected from an outlet. So here there is a way to collect the pure water. So this is a method which is used in the reverse osmosis process, where in a container the sea water will be separated with the pure water with the help of a semi-permeable membrane, and generally in the reverse osmosis process the semi-permeable membrane which will be used made with the cellulose acetate. Cellulose acetate semi-permeable membrane will be used in the reverse osmosis process, and on the sea water with the help of a piston, an external pressure will be applied 15 to 40 kg per meter square, so that because of the pressure created by the piston, the water molecules are forced to move from sea water to the pure water. So here the water is leaving behind all the impurities within the sea water. Only the pure water will move through the semi-permeable membrane from sea water to the pure water. So here this technique, what is the advantage of this technique is, it is very much helpful for removing all the different kinds of impurities. Whereas in the other treatment methods, like in the external and internal treatment methods, whatever we have discussed in our previous classes, there we are going to remove the dissolved salts from the water, so that some amount of other impurities like silica, turbidity, that may remain during the purification, that may remain within the water itself. But here this technique is very much helpful because, and it is also most commonly used in the domestic purpose, because leaving behind all the different impurities including turbidity, silica, organic impurities, everything will be left over in the sea water, whereas we will get the pure water through the semi-permeable membrane. So the advantage of this technique is, this technique is very simple easy to construct and very convenient to use also. And also this technique will be using the semi-permeable membrane which is made of cellulose acetate. The lifetime or lifespan of this cellulose acetate layer is 2 years, and after 2 years this layer will be replaced with the fresh one, so that we can again reuse the same reverse osmosis unit. So now here, as I told you, the silica impurities, organic impurities, the turbidity, everything will be removed from the seawater with the help of this reverse osmosis. So this is a very important technique and which we are going to apply for the domestic purpose and also in the industries for purifying large quantities of water. In all the remaining internal and external treatment methods, only we will be able to remove the dissolved salts from the water, leaving the remaining salts or remaining impurities within the water. Whereas by using the reverse osmosis technique, we will be able to separate the pure water from the seawater by leaving all the different impurities within the seawater. So this is very important technique and also very simple, convenient and economical method, and also will have the purity of the water will be more. The water which is purified by using the reverse osmosis will be highly pure. So this is about the reverse osmosis technique. In the reverse osmosis technique, seawater will be separated with the help of a semi-permeable membrane from the pure water, and with the help of a piston, an external pressure little higher than the osmotic pressure will be applied on the seawater, so that the solvent molecules are forced to move through the semi-permeable membrane from the seawater to the pure water. So that in this process we are going to remove all the different kinds of impurities from the water, and this is the most important technique and simple technique, which is the reverse of osmosis, where the solvent molecules are forced to move from high concentration to low concentration, and which is the reverse of the osmosis process, and it is unnatural process. That is why the reason we are giving the external pressure little higher than the osmotic pressure with the help of a piston. So this is a very important technique to make the seawater useful for drinking purpose and also for the industrial purpose. So this is about the reverse osmosis. So this is the ending of the unit 1, that is water and its treatment. In this unit we have discussed about the different types of hardness of the water and estimation of hardness of water by EDTA method, the numericals related to EDTA method, and also some of the numericals related to calculation of hardness of water for the given water sample. And also we have discussed about the different boiler troubles with the usage of hard water in the boilers, like scales and sludges, priming and foaming, castic embrittlement, that we have discussed. And after that, water treatment techniques like internal and external treatment method to make the water useful for the steam generation in the thermal power plants. And also we have discussed about the drinking water treatment or municipal water treatment. And finally, the last topic, that is desalination of the brackish water. So with this we have concluded our unit 1, that is water and its treatment. Thank you.